pieces of inspiration that I think thread so seamlessly into, I feel like, what I'm going to be sharing with you today on my own motherhood journey. And when you become a mum, there are so many things you think about and so many untold pieces that you learn along the way. And it's beautiful, it's inspiring, it's ecstatic at times, but sometimes it's also freaking hard and challenging, and people don't tell you how hard it is. But these gifts of strength and resilience and the power that you learn about yourself, your identity, are such treasures in unfolding the person you get to become in that journey. And so, my journey into motherhood, I've got one beautiful redheaded daughter, and the fiery energy, the blessings that Sean and I get to receive, but also the tests, the trials and tribulations, even today, that we get to navigate together, be triggered by together, and grow together. I think is a real testament to what it is to be a parent. And this space, being surrounded by creatives, I've always loved performing, dancing, because that was a space as a little girl where I felt like the fullest part of my light shine on the stage. But then there was a part of me that was also told to quiet. Girls don't speak that way. You need to do this and dress this way and do this. And I noticed that in schools I've taught, even sometimes that come out in my words and my parenting, and I try to catch myself in those moments. And all of these expectations, all of these stories that we're told as children, I feel as we get older, it's also an unraveling that occurs when we step into adulthood, when we step into womanhood, when we step into motherhood, that gets to reveal more and more about us. So my journey hasn't been easy. This pregnancy, people ask, is this your first baby, your second? It's an interesting one to navigate, because I catch myself pausing for a moment, because yes, this is the second child, this is my sixth pregnancy. And so this journey into knowing the strength within my own soul has been one of deep emotional revelations, of softening. And the piece that I wanted to share with you today, if you've had a chance to read it, beautiful. If you haven't, feel free to have a look. But the hardships, the trials and tribulations, the shedding. I've got my beautiful snake skin that Sean found around our area. It's the year of the snake as well. Has been a really powerful lesson for me of what it's like to die and die again, and to meet myself in a depth where I no longer fear anything else. And so this piece that I created, these self-portraits, have been around the last 4 years of my journey to get to this point today, to get to the woman I am today, to get to the mother, the wife, the leader that I am today. And it has been a softening. And so being in this space, being inspired by these artists, hearing their story, hearing them share their passions, what inspires them. I was inspired by Sean and Quay and these artists, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to create my own piece. It's not for sale, it's just for me, to create for me. And from screaming into the floor, feeling the rage of loss and grief amongst women, to sitting in the bathtub feeling raw and just being with the water, being with my tears, from going out to the ocean, having Sean photograph me, just feeling free and allowing the fresh air to just kiss my skin. And to allow myself to remember that I'm not just a teacher. I'm not just a mother. I'm not just a sister. I'm a woman. I am Marie. I can't forget who that person is and who she is becoming. Because at the end of the day, the longest relationship you're ever going to have with anybody is with yourself. Your children will grow up and leave you. Partners may die. Family members will go on. But if you can cultivate that grace that Quay was talking about, that deep self-love of knowing yourself intimately, where you will not run away from the things that scare you the most, then that is the most beautiful gift that you can give yourself in this life. And so I made a vow to really love myself unconditionally. Love myself through the hard times, through the arguments, through the times where I don't feel like even wanting to show up anymore. And then I take a breath. And then I center myself. And I take a step to do the next thing, as each and every one of you do. And it's through breath work, it's through dance, it's through surrounding myself in communities of like-minded people. And a lot of it was with women. And women who weren't mothers, who didn't know my backstory. Women who taught me to look beyond the stories that society tells us we have to be, what motherhood should look like, what a leader should look like, what being a wife should look like, what being a daughter should look like. And in all of that messiness, finding a way to reconnect again and again through love and forgiveness. That's been through my family and friends, in all of it, that has allowed the softening to weave into my life. And these beautiful golden threads represent my mother, myself, my daughter, as pillars of the divine feminine. Because in the womb space, you were born a girl, and genetically, your mother, yourself, your daughter, because the ovaries are the first genetic piece of material to be created, are intergenerationally linked. So we think about gifts, we think about intergenerational trauma, and that lineage can impact that belief. And so I dove deeper into myself. I dove deeper into understanding the whys of why I do things in my relationships, and how I show up in different places, and reflect and question and come back to a sense of, how do I become better? How do I become the next version of who I know I'm potentially capable of being? Even when I feel like there's no hope, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I must be broken, something's wrong with me. Hands up, who's ever felt that before? Yeah. And to be reminded in the process that that fire that you hear out there with those children, that we have that fire here in our belly. The little girl, the little boy within us is yearning for that freedom, yearning to feel all their feelings and not be belittled and pushed down and pushed down and pushed down. And so, this is an invitation I invited to honor her mother, I honor my mother through these weaves, through the stories that I get to share. I honor the strength because the gifts of the lineage that she has taught me and my brother, and from all the timelines before, is about that strength, the courage to step outside yourself. She left her home at 10 to get a better life. The stories that she's told me have been so inspirational. And I think my daughter's 9. I can't imagine her leaving me. So that courage and strength for her to choose herself to live so that she could have a better life, to come to another country when I was 3 months old, go from the Philippines to Tasmania with my dad, the cold, learn a whole new culture. What courage, what strength. And it's the gifts that I get to be blessed with that I know will then connect to my children. And so this is a testament not only to honor the pain, the past. If you look up the top, if you care to read, I've honored even the past babies that have gifted me this remembrance of self, that have gifted me the depth and the enrichment to find myself again, to know the power and the wisdom of my own body, the gift of being able to speak my truth with courage, with vulnerability, with rawness, because the world needs more of that. And we see the courage, we see the beauty, we see the depth of what people experience that inspire them. And so this is a legacy piece as well, to the future generations to come, to the next 7 generations to come. And so all of these little pieces, if you get a chance to have a look, are the weavings of my own story, from struggle to strength. And I invite you to see those moments in your own lives where you can see the gifts from the people around you and invite them to your heart. And I thank the people that I've learned from along the way through breathwork. I'm also an advanced breathwork facilitator. Where spoke about mental health and well-being, and because I felt so lost along the way, I had to find myself through circles. So I'm doing wellness circles here on a Thursday night with breath work, with movement, with connection. We also have different offerings of supporting our artists. So if there are feature artists that have a story that they want to share, they're not sure how to get that out, then you can come to us and we'll support you. I had a beautiful man to say outside when Wei was told, just like, well, look at her speak now. Wei said to me a while ago, I never would have been able to share any of my stories if I didn't get to witness you and encourage me to do that. Both Sean and Wei have spoken in this space as well and stepped into their leadership outside their comfort zone. And this is outside of our comfort zone, but we're here for the community. We're here for you to step into your voice, your power, your expression. So again, this is a beautiful invitation. And if you know somebody that would love a space like this, either to showcase their artwork, or to come and join us in different events, or to collaborate somehow, come and chat with us. Because we create beautiful spaces, we create community, and we are about legacy. And empowering this, not only this area, but the greater Springfield Ipswich area, in arts, creativity, in that fire that I was talking about, that expression, and that life force energy that gets to then ripple out and magnetically bring people in. And our kids need that, our communities need that, we need that as adults as well. So thank you so much for your time, thank you for listening.